What is going on, guys? General Mittens here again, and today I'm bringing you kind of early my weekly news report. Now, I think I'm gonna end up doing 2 Mittens reports per week, mainly because there's a lot of news to cover, and I end up with the whole weekly schedule. I end up only reporting on the newest 4 stories when there's a few other news stories that could have been reported on earlier, and I've just missed out on because they're just not relevant anymore. So I've decided to do this quite early because there has been a lot coming out recently, also because of the PlayStation 4 launch, but anyway. So this news is a few days old, so that's why I decided to do it now and rather than wait or never do them at all. So anyway, first news story is about Call of Duty Ghosts on the PS4. Now, most of you will know that the Xbox One version of Call of Duty Ghosts doesn't actually run at native 1080p. What it actually runs at is 720p upscaled to 1080p, while the PS4 actually runs at native 1080p. Now, both versions are said to run at 60 frames a second, but apparently the PlayStation 4 version struggles to maintain a steady frame rate. This comes from Polygon's review of Call of Duty Ghosts, and they updated it and claimed that the PlayStation 4 version suffers from noticeable frame rate issues in multiplayer matches. Now, they did list a few positives, including the added sharpness, the high resolution textures, and improvements in lighting, but the frame rate issues in multiplayer could be a deal breaker. They also said that the PlayStation 3 version of the game ran into similar problems, whereas the Xbox 360 version maintained a steady 60 frames per second. Now, I think this sucks. Call of Duty is known for their 60 frames a second, very sort of twitchy style of game, and they've never really been known for good graphics, and it seems Infinity Ward are trying to steal that podium and trying to get 1080p out there. So if the PlayStation 4 version is running into issues, I don't see why they would have made the PlayStation 4 version of the game run at native 1080p. I don't see why they would have just chucked an Xbox One and made it 720p upscaled, because it looks pretty much the same. There's just slight differences. You can look it up on the internet, but you really won't notice it if you're just playing it separately. So I don't see why Infinity Ward decided to make the game run at native 1080p if it doesn't run at a steady frame rate. This also could just be some hardware issues with the PlayStation itself, maybe because of some of the things they're using inside, some of the internals. But yeah, this really does suck for PlayStation gamers, especially on the PlayStation 4, as they were looking forward to 1080p gaming, and it seems that it might slow down because of it. Now, the next news story is kind of gaming related, and it's very short. It's that the Assassin's Creed movie is coming August 2015. It has been pushed back from June 9th to August 7th, 2015. The reason being is that it went through a rewrite, and this is due to Ubisoft being quite protective. Me personally, as a huge Assassin's Creed fan, I'm really happy they did this. It seems that Ubisoft are looking very much into this film, and they're making sure that it is perfect and on the dot, and it represents the series in the best way it possibly can. And I'm fine waiting another few months away from the original release date to see a very, very good film. Now, it is starring Michael Fassbender, who is in the X-Men First Class and X-Men Days of Future Past. He plays Magneto, and I'm not sure what character he's playing. I don't think anyone does, but I believe he is playing Desmond. There are a few fan posters up on the internet, which I encourage you to check out if you are an Assassin's Creed fan. There's one, especially, it's called A Piece of Eden, and it's supposed to look like a movie poster, and it's got Altair as well as Michael Fassbender in a hoodie, and it just looks so good. I can't wait for this film, and I hope it lives up to the standards that the series has set. Now, the third news story is that Football Manager 2013 has been pirated over 10 million times. Speaking at the London Games Conference 2013, Football Manager producer Miles Jacobson said the game was cracked in May 2013, but the crack included a feature allowing Sports Interactive to log the IP of everybody who nabbed it illegally. Of the 10.1 million pirates, Jacobson revealed the largest chunk came from China, with 3.2 million downloads. Now, there is a little typo in this next sentence, so I'm going to read it exactly as it's written on the website. But another 1.05 million were from Turkey, and Portugal and Turkey came in next with 781,785 and 547,700 respectively. and one illegal download was apparently made from inside the Vatican. So it looks like we've caught the Pope red-handed. Dat Pope. Illegally downloading games and shit. Now, Sports Interactive is good-humoured about the astounding figures. Jacobson commented that it would be ridiculous to equate the piracy with lost sales. He said only 1.74% of pirates would have purchased the game had a crack not been available, which sounds small but adds up to a $3.7 million in lost revenue. Now, in the top 10 countries that have illegally downloaded the game, there's been a 14% legitimate activation increase after the post-crack period. So after people have downloaded the cracked version of the game, they've actually bought the game in Italy, and 7% in Thailand. Now, that's what I believe pirated games should be used for. They should be used as a demo. Now, I don't encourage anyone to go out and pirate games. I believe you should just pay for them. But for those games that aren't really releasing demos, that is one option. It is kind of shady, but it is an option to try the game. That's all that pirated games should be used for, is a demo. I actually came up with an idea about a year ago that crackers, if they were going to upload a pirated version of the game, is only upload a mission or two, or a certain timed experience in free roam, just so people get a taste of the game and they don't actually get the full game itself. That way people can try the game and see if they enjoy it, and then if they do enjoy it, they're pretty much forced to buy it because they can't play on. Now, the last news story comes from Sony again, and they have responded to the PS4 console problems that they were within their expectations. Now, for those of you who don't know, there have been a few PlayStation 4s that have been reported to be faulty, whether that be a busted HDMI cable, like a piece of plastic is still in there or something, or it just doesn't respond, or there's a graphics card issue. But there's only been about 10 reports of this, and Sony has said the number of affected systems represents less than 0.4% of shipped units to date, which is within our expectations for a new product introduction. Now, this can be expected, as said, with any kind of launch where things don't work, pieces are missing, or anything like that, and it's most likely from a faulty batch of consoles. Now, this does suck, especially for one person who actually won their PlayStation 4 off of Taco Bell. They won a contest and they actually won the PlayStation 4, and it just didn't work. But Sony are now offering support. They didn't before because the console hadn't officially launched, but now they are. And I believe they're actually replacing the consoles, which is very nice. So, those are the 4 news stories of this half of a week. As I said before, I am planning to do 2 videos a week from now on, mainly because of the amount of news stories that comes out, and I can't report on all of the news stories every week because some of them become irrelevant over the period of the week. So, how is Call of Duty Ghosts playing on your PlayStation 4? What do you guys think of the amount of illegal downloads of Football Manager? Do the reports on the PlayStation 4 console problems make you hesitant to pick up a PlayStation 4? If you have any answers to these questions, then make sure to leave a comment down below. So thank you for watching this video. My name is General Mittens, and I'll see you in the next video.